In part 4, the last of our look at British trees in the winter, we'll have a good look at apple, beech, field maple, yew, Lawson cypress and willow. I suppose there's a tendency to believe that apple trees only exist in orchards, but I see them about locally. This old tree, look, absolutely full of mistletoe. Another apple tree just sitting on the side of the road. Typical arrangement of fruiting buds. Long growths exist for the growth of the thing, but all of these little buds here will produce a flower in the spring and subsequently fruit. Nice old tree here, and another one which has been pruned, of course. All the new growths at the top. 100 years old, that tree. And my favourite ornamental. I'll show you that when it's in flower later. I suppose actually I'm guilty of favouritism. This is probably my favourite woodland tree, the beech, simply because the beauty of it and the size of it, its grace. It does have a tendency, however, just to drop a branch, without warning. Even on a still day, a great big bough will just drop out. But they hold on to their leaves in the winter as a hedge. You can see the young growth here just hanging onto the leaf in the winter, but look at these buds, really sharp, orangey browny coloured bud, really pointed, very sharp, dangerous in your eyes, so watch out. But the greenly coloured bark, quite a distinctive way of identifying the tree, and they are massive. Look at the size of the trunk on this one here, just look at this. Field maple is a slightly scaled down version of other native maples. As you can see from this, it makes quite a sort of medium sized tree. Pretty rough sort of bark, not like a sycamore in any way, but there we are, the opposite buds very clearly shown here. But one of the interesting things about the bark is that it creates, you see the stripe on it, it creates wings. Things which actually stick out from the twig. I've got a picture of it here. This is a young one planted, but you can clearly see the wings on the young twig barks. Good identification point. Yew is a tree that's been in our landscape for hundreds of years. It is from yew that bows were made. And they used to have them in churchyards, so after church they go and do their archery practice and make new bows. Very good as a formal hedge, topiary work, archways like this one. Here's an old avenue that's been let go, no leaves to speak of on the inside, but look at this old tree here which was in that road. Hollow trunk, somebody's lit a fire inside it. But even after doing that, it survives, and as you can see, a big tree still in leaf, and the leaf on a sunny day is really rather attractive. I've included Lawson cypress simply because it's quite popular, more so in the different varieties, but I've got pictures of the leaf, what it looks like and what they look like when they're young and when they're a little bit older. Look even inside what they look like when they're older, quite craggy and broken, but they make quite a good hedge. Willows are very common in this country. You can see from this one they can get really quite big. They generally all have very narrow leaves, but the twigs, that's an interesting thing in the winter particularly, because although these look quite ordinary, they're tending to droop a bit, weeping a little bit, although this is not a weeping variety, but the colours of twigs available, look at that lot. Not only colour, you can get different forms. There's this one here, the twisted one is a very popular one for florists, but we're all familiar with those early flowers. For more information about any of your gardening needs, contact www.prescate.co.uk.